Namatto Ratana Tayassa. May I pay homage to Triple Gem, the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. My respect goes to my parents and my teachers. Hello, good evening, everyone. So today is a Saturday, the 24th of April 2021. And this is Achan Sujan from Warapunya Meditation Center, Aberdeen, Scotland. As usual, I'm here with you all tonight. Hello, Margaret. Good evening. Hello, Chutima. Good evening. And hello, everyone. Those who are joining us tonight, make sure that you say something in the comments that I know your presence here. So today is another beautiful day, but a little bit of chilly weather, and it seems like snow is drifting again. So snow may come or hailstone may appear this weekend or after, maybe one or morning. Good evening, Yvonne, and good evening, Anish from Thailand, and I hope that you're keeping well, as we have heard that Thailand is getting really bad at the moment because of this variant in the COVID-19, and similarly in India also getting really worse. So stay safe, take care, and then we will keep in our minds for your safety and well-being. Okay. So this is a time that we were struggling from last year, and hoping that with the new year, with the new vaccine, it will help us to overcome and come to normality. But it appears that it is not as we expected, and meanwhile it seems that all these pharmaceutical companies are fighting one another, that which one is more greater vaccine than which one, and each nations are also trying to fight with one another, and a lot of politics is going on with this vaccination. So this is quite a chaotic world at the moment, which we never thought that we are going to see it, or we are going to experience it in our lifetime. I have read one very thick book about the different incidents that happened in the world, and I was thinking that we will not having such incidents in my lifetime, but it wasn't the right thought. But hey ho, we are in this midst of this uncertainty and very difficult situation, and I hope that everyone take cautious decisions to go anywhere. Again, this Monday, Scotland and the whole UK is going to have all things is going to open. All the shops are going to open, restaurants are going to open, and I hope that everyone will be conscious about this coronavirus and new variant, and protection from spreading it all around again, so we don't want to go back to the lockdown again. I hope that people would not be mindlessly bumping to one another or talking to one another and mingling, hugging one another, as it happened in Thailand, in India. And I also worry about in Nepal too, because this time in Nepal there's a lot of celebration going on, cities after cities and village after villages. So it's quite a worrying at this time that people will be celebrating these without any concern of a government's announcement, And I believe that the governments are in a catch-22 situation. If they do not allow, then next election they will not be voted to be the government. And if they allowed, then again there will be a massive consequences which they have to face later on. So if the coronavirus spreads, then they will be blamed for, which I think is the case in India, that the government, Modi government, had to release the restrictions allowing them to have these great celebrations. And later on, now it's a pandemic killing so many people. And now again, the government is blamed for. And the reason behind the government allowed it simply because of the election that is coming soon. And in order to gain the popular votes from the citizens, they just please the citizens' desire to celebrate those religious ceremonies. And the consequences, very sadly, so many people are dying. And as so many people are dying, and news are explaining that government should restrict and shouldn't allow those religious ceremonies, and which again I believe that it was what their intention, government's intention, that so that they will gain the votes and will go back to the government. And I hope it's not the case in Scotland, as our election is coming soon and government is easing this, allowing all the business to function and open. And with that, many people will be thinking that our government is helping us to release and are going back to normal life. And with that, our carelessness, we will be simply in a trap of the government who is willing to gain more popular votes. And probably hope not that end of next month again we may have to face the lockdown. So hope not that. So that's why from Monday all these business are going to open, and hope everybody will be mindful and not be played by any political parties, no matter where you are in. So this is just my suggestions to you all, to be careful and do not do anything mindlessly. And also one more thing I would like to tell here, that despite you may have the both double vaccine, you already had both vaccinations, doesn't mean that you are safe. There is still some probability or possibilities that you will get it. And also, furthermore, you can be a transmitter, or taking and spreading the virus too. So that's why it's a very serious time, and I hope everybody be mindful of every action that you are taking. And I believe what Margaret is saying here, staying in my garden, staying in your own garden and painting the fences. I hope that Margaret has finished painting her fence. Okay. So this is just some of the, I would say, suggestions to be mindful in your life, in your daily activities. And it also reminds me this morning when I was teaching, and after that I had a chat with one person, and I believe that she would not mind me saying this, her story. And the story is that since this lockdown, all right, okay, Margaret is saying that never probably about Christmas. No worries, let us have a good sunshine and we all will be swarmed in your garden to finish it. Margaret. I hope Emma also joined with us on that. Okay. So yeah, this morning after the teachings, I was talking to one lady, and she is going through quite a difficult time, and she was kind of separating herself from the community. Margaret, making sure that there is a barbecue, otherwise nobody will come. Let's have a barbecue in your garden. Anyway, right. So, and I, as I was talking to her, and I found that really, a sad story going behind her life, and then the way she was going through is that. The way she was dealing with herself is isolation and going alone. So she was going to market alone, going back, walking back alone, and trying to hide herself alone inside her own accommodation, and try not to go even to Facebook. She canceled the Facebook page. So with that, she was going into really a deep kind of a depression, and mentally she was feeling very unsafe. But by doing such activities, she was thinking that she is coping with that state of the mind. But probably, and I was talking to her, and she gradually explained that how and why she went through that, and she was kind of comforting herself by isolating isolating herself, like sitting alone, and walking alone, eating alone. So basically, being alone much of the time. And this that reminded the story that I found in the Samyukta Nikaya, that one of the monks in the bamboo grove in the Rajagaha, where the Buddha was staying at that time. And on that occasion, there was one monk who normally goes to the village for the alms alone, and sits alone, and comes back alone, eats alone, and going alone, and walking alone, and even being alone everywhere at all the time. And with that, what happened was that, well, this monk wasn't mentally or having any difficulties or any troubles in his life, but simply the different scenario, but the lady's story is going through a really difficult time. And in that, what happens that and some other monks began to worry about him. Yvonne is saying that sounds like her, only I like it. Oh, so, well, Yvonne, although you are living alone, you always like to have a company. Yeah. So this is the case with the monk, and he was basically oh, okay, Emma, you don't need to worry about it. You just come to the center. We have a big space. You can go roam around, and even tonight we're going to have a fire outside after the meditation. Don't need to worry. Be happy. Open your heart, open your mind, and be happy. Okay? And with that, well, I'm just here and there now. Speaking rubbish now. How bad monk I am now. Right, okay, so this monk. And then this monk simply went through in this situation, and other monks, a number of monks began to notice and began to talk about how he is living so alone, everywhere alone, going pindapata, arms around alone, coming back alone, sitting and eating alone, walking alone, and even meditating alone. So like that, and then it happened that this a group of monks went to talk about, report it to the Buddha, and then the Buddha called him to the audience. And after the Buddha called him for audience, he approached to the Buddha, and Buddha said that, "Oh, I have heard that you've been going arms around alone, coming back alone, staying alone, living alone, eating alone, everything doing alone, no sense of community and not sense of knowing anybody or concern of anyone. Is it true?" And this venerable say, "Yes, venerable, yes, my lord, it is true that I have been doing it." And then the Buddha further said, "Do you know how you live alone? Do you know how you stay alone? Do you know how you walk alone?" And then he simply say that, "I don't know." So in that case, and here I just managed to found this discourse, and the Buddha told him that one lies, the way we are living alone in or doing alone is the way and how to fulfill. The Buddha said that what lies in the past has been abandoned. Okay? So what lies in the past has abandoned. It's called pahinang. Yeah, pahinang means what lies. It says what lies in the past has been abandoned. And in the case of a lady this morning, she was living alone but holding into the past. Okay? Holding into the past and haven't abandoned those past traumas. By being isolation and being alone, she thought that she is overcoming that trauma, or that this sad events happened in her life. But in fact, she was denying it so gravely that took her to the isolation. So she hasn't abandoned the past memories and experiences that she has gone through. Although she went to be alone, but she was in that trauma, in that situation, in those experiences and the memories. And that's very sad. So that's why if someone is going to live a proper alone, then it should be living in this way, that living the past, abandoning all the experiences that one has experienced, or any emotional things or traumas. One has to abandon it completely. And that's the first one. And the second one, what lies in the future has been relinquished. So don't worry about the future at all. It's called patinisaggo, patinisattanam. Means you abandon the future worries. What's going to be, it's okay. No need to worry. No need to hurry in that what's going to be. So relinquishing that thought of the future, what is going to be. And it's very easy. Margaret, Yvonne is saying that I have approached the temple, so come say hi. Okay, you're most welcome, I know. Margaret is saying that I live alone. It's very difficult to come to terms with it, but I have managed it now. I think she may have depression. Yes, Anish, she has a depression too. And Margaret, I do understand that this time of year, since the COVID-19, we're all going through alone living and isolations, and this can be very traumatic too. But I hope, and I'm very glad that you managed to overcome that. So the second thing that Buddha was saying that what lies in the future has been relinquished. So, patinisakka, ability to release, and no need to worry about what is going to be in the future. No need to worry, and no need to think about if not, if what. Yeah? Forget about this if. And that's the second one. And she was in this state that if she is going into the relationship with anybody, or coming to the closer to anyone, or if she opens her mind to anybody, she had a fear that in the future may happen similar thing, may happen similar experiences, and as a result she kept her alone. And this is not healthy. Yeah, this is not healthy. So that's why the second instruction that the Buddha gave a person who is going to live alone is that relinquishing whatever lies in the future. So you need not worry about the future. And the last one, as Yvonne said, live in the moment or in the forest. And as I have said, living in the forest is not the good solution, as Yvonne normally says. Okay, so live in the moment. And the third one is desire and lust for present forms of individual existence has been thoroughly removed. Yeah, has been thoroughly removed. So we have removed the desire and a lust in the present moment, an individual existence. Yeah, I should be exist, and I shouldn't be here, or I should be in that form or that another form. So that sort of a thought one has completely removed. So it's not just the living in the moment, but also desire, also this the lust. Yeah, lust has been removed. And these are the three ways that one is dwelling alone in fulfillment in detail. So basically, a person who is able to abandon whatever had been in the past, and then whatever lies in the future been completely relinquished, and even in a present moment, rather than desiring to have this, desiring to have that, or a lustful thing, in the present of what's called the desire and lust for present forms of individual existence has been thoroughly removed. And that's how one will be free. Yeah. And in her case, what happened was that she was basically creating her own space by desiring that this space should be in this way. And I should be in this situation. I should be in that situation. I should create my own bubble, and within my arena, within my circle. So that's how she was going into the isolation. That's why she was going into this, what's called the depression. And after I hear that, I told her that it is quite good in a way. It's like being a monk, living alone. But we have to fully understand how one live alone. And this is how I mentioned to her that living alone means leaving your past and then not worrying about the future. And also not expecting anything and not creating any situation that you are in. And simply, appreciating what's happening and learning to open up yourself, learning to open your heart, learning to open your mind and observing things and try to communicate with a person that you really respect and really believe in. So gradually you can go further little by little. And I also offer her that she could come to the temple for the meditation, or if she still feel uncomfortable, she can even call to me at any time, and I also offer her that she can go back to listen, go on YouTube if possible and listen some of the talks. If she feels uncomfortable listening others, I also encouraged her to listen that, if she feels comfortable listening my talks, YouTube, she can go. So basically, the story today, I just wanted to share with you that some of you probably going through these traumas or in a very bad experience in the past, and then trying to close yourself down into your own, a confined prison or self-imprisonment. In that case, as you're going into that line and trying to be living alone and afraid and fear of association with anyone, I would suggest or encourage you to open up yourself. And if you really want to go into this line, this path, making sure, remembering the teachings which says, abandoning the past, relinquishing the future, and no desire anything whatsoever in the moment. Live in the moment. And the Buddha the verse says, the wise one, all conqueror, all knower, among all things sullied, with all cast off, liberated in the destruction of craving. I call that person one who dwells alone. So with this, I end here. And thank you. Margaret is saying that I appreciate all the things that I took for granted before. That's pretty well. And then Yvonne is saying that I have done that before, so I understand. Pretty bang on. So with this on, I just encourage you to communicate and open up and speak. If you can't trust anybody, you can talk to me, and then making sure, and I will be telling you stories like this on live, helping you and then helping the rest of others too. Okay, with this, may you all be well and happy. I will end here for tonight's reflection. In a few moments' time, we're going to have evening chanting and guided meditation. May you all be well and happy, and I hope you will join with me for the chanting and guided meditation. With this, may you all be blessed by the Triple Gem. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.